So, howdy everybody. Oh shit, sorry. Alright, so I said I put out on social media that I was going to be posting up a new video, so here we go. So today's topic, I have no idea what the fuck it's supposed to be. We can talk about relationships, we can talk about... I always talk about relationships in my video because it's like the most fucked up thing I can think of. And a lot of people don't understand. When I say it's fucked, relationships are fucked up, a lot of people don't understand what I mean by that. So it's okay. But tonight I think we're going to talk a little bit about everything. Let's talk about fucking going to war with Iran. Everybody's like, oh yeah, we're going to World War. I'm like, oh no, I doubt it. Yes, they attacked. Come on. Sorry, I gotta fill the mod. Need my nicotine. So yes, they attacked our airbase, our embassy. They killed some contractors and some troops. And everybody's like, oh, well, you know, because they bombed, yada, 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 we're going to war. Okay? It is not a world war until multiple countries get involved. At that point, then it becomes a world war. So, and now you can call me uneducated. Tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's okay. I'm not a genius. I don't know everything I'm talking about. Although I do know a great deal of what I talk about. Because here's the reason I said is because yes, I have done my research. I've looked through different news articles from both left and right side. On both, I've looked at them from both sides. There's a lot of fake news out there these days, and I'm not going to claim that I know everything about the entirety of the war or the situation. Okay, I'm not going to claim that at all because I don't know the entirety of all the situation, whatever. Okay, what I do know is if we do go to war, yes, we're going to go to war, but it's not on the grandest of scales that everybody's making it seem to be. Like everyone's like, oh, it's going to be a world war. Oh, draft is going to get turned on. No, I don't think the draft is going to come back yet. Personally, I don't think that because one, we have one of the biggest military forces on Earth. One of. I'm not saying the biggest, but one of. Two, a lot of us would not qualify for the draft. I don't qualify for a lot of different reasons. One, mentally unstable, or I could be deemed mentally unstable. Two, I am way overweight. Three, I've got metal in my body, and I've personally been told by recruiters that I could not get in with the metal that's in my body. I can get it taken out, and then I could have a chance of getting in, but I would still need to lose upwards of 200 pounds. I'd need to lose about 200 pounds, because as I've said this on multiple YouTube videos, I am 396 pounds, close to 400 pounds. I just rounded up. Okay, I'm a very large person. Okay. Now, with that being said, there is also a lot of other things that could bar me from, or stop me from getting into the military. I'm not going to get into them all because I'm going to try to make this video only like 10 minutes. Try to make it short, and I'm trying to cover a couple other things. Alright, so on to the next thing. Next thing, and I made a video about this like over a year ago, and it was because, I was upset, but, I'm just gonna throw a spin off here and just be like, hey, I took the video down a long time ago because it got no views. Okay. Alright. Now, on a side note, the reason I make most of these videos is not out of, it's partially out of spite, but it's more out of personal feelings and shit like that. Yes, and I know it's not always good to bring personal feelings into like certain shit. Like I don't bring personal feelings into work generally when I am working. I don't bring them into work. What else? Okay. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So this part is going to be just pretty much about women equality, right? All these women want equal rights, equal standards, equal everything, but. And I'm not saying all women are like this. I'm not saying all feminists are like this. I'm not saying all people are, I hate it when people group everybody together. Like, for example, I'm a Democrat. I'm a Trump supporter. Okay? Now, I do get a lot of hate for that. That's why I don't post it out all the time. I'm just like, it's annoying. I don't really want the hate. But I'm going to believe what I want to believe, okay? I am not like every single other Democrat. Not like, or not Democrat, but Republican. Sorry, I get mixed up. Okay? I am not the same as every other Republican voter. I am not the same as just like someone I know, or one of my friends, he's not the same as every other Democratic supporter. Okay? So, therefore, not every feminist is the same. Not every female is the same. Okay? Now, but for the ones that are like throwing fits and getting into fights and starting these huge ass protests and getting like shutting down highways because they want to stand in the middle of the road and they get run over and they're saying, oh, well, we have our rights, we can do that. Yeah, you can do that. But I also have the right to say, fuck you, I don't care what you gotta say, and I don't care what your opinion is, okay? But at the same time, nowadays, that can be deemed as hate speech on my side, okay? I like, okay, I've got like, so as far as like equal rights goes, yes, they do deserve equal rights. But at the same time, if they want equal rights, they have to be willing to put in that equal effort. Like, for example, they want equal rights, but it's okay for a female to hit a man, but it's not okay for the other way around. See, that makes no sense. Okay. Um, Personally, I have only hit 2 females in my life, and it was out of self-defense. Okay. No, I'm not proud of that. Yes, I have apologized for it, and yes, we've made amends. Okay. One girl came up and started bashing my head into a fucking locker. I turned around, not knowing who it was, grabbed their head and slammed it against the locker as well. I didn't know who it was. It turned out to be a female. She was not injured. She was not hurt. But we both got consequences for it. Okay. Now, the second time was an ex-girlfriend of mine. She stabbed me in the chest with one of those fucking air pump needles. I was sleeping in her bed. I'd spent the night. And she she stabbed me in the chest. She didn't do any real fucking physical damage. She was just fucking crazy. Okay. Now she stabbed me, and I woke up in the middle of it, and I, once again, fight or flight, and I hauled off, and I woke up and I hit her. Now, I did apologize for it. I did not press charges because I'm like, it didn't hurt. I didn't require any stitches or any medical attention. I just threw fucking gauze on there and duct tape. Okay. But for those women that are fighting for like equal rights and doing it the right way, saying, we want equal rights, so we want to be thought of as that we can do whatever men can do. Okay. I agree with that. There are a lot of women out there that are stronger than me physically, mentally, and emotionally, and there are females out there that get paid more, work harder, yada yada yada, you name it. There are better females out there than most guys I know. I know more more females than I do guys. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the females work a lot harder than a lot of the guys I know. Now there are a lot of fucking crazy, whacked out females out there. Don't get me wrong. I just got out of a relationship with one. Okay? She was fucking psychotic. I grew up in an abusive household. I know what domestic violence and abuse looks like. Okay. Personally, yes, I am a very loud person. Okay. In general, like right now, my brother and his girlfriend, their room is down the hallway. There's a room in between us. They can probably hear me over their TV. I'm a very loud person. Okay. This is how I normally talk. One day after we broke up, I was moving my stuff out of her house. She was there with me, and I was helping her pack her stuff too because we were both moving out of the trailer. Now, she went to her friend and said that I was throwing stuff at her, yelling at her, getting violent and stuff, and I'm like, no, I wasn't. And she said that I was doing all this in front of her friend's kids, okay? Her kids love me. What's not to love? I'm pretty fucking cool. Her kids were super chill little kids, I liked them too. I'm sad that, I no longer have her as a friend. She's like, hey, do you mind helping me out with the kids, watching them for a few minutes while we're on the store? I'm like, yeah, I don't mind. They're really chill little kids. They like me. At the time, I wanted kids. At that point in time, I wanted kids. Now, I'm so fucking whacked out. Not like whacked out, but I'm not whacked out. How do I put this? I'm at that point where I want to settle down. I want a girl that I can settle down with, but at the same time, I really, really don't want kids ever again. I never want kids. And it could change. You know, it could change at any point in time. But as if I sit right here while I'm making this video, the last thing I want to do is for someone to pop out a little demon that I put in them. That's the last thing I want to do. Now, where's my nicotine? Sorry, I'm a fucking nicotine addict. Now, with that being said, I've got a lot of friends that are pregnant or have kids or their spouse is expecting kids. Okay. I congratulate all of them, like, yeah, congratulations, guys, you know, really happy for you. And they call me Uncle Wops. Okay, my brother's trying to have a kid, and he calls me Uncle Dardar because my real name, which I'm not gonna put out there, because you know, when I was expecting, because supposedly she was pregnant with my kid, supposedly she was pregnant, wasn't with my kid, it was with some other one or another guy's kid, and she's like, yeah, I'm pregnant. Do you want to be the father? I'm like, yeah. Being drunk as I was like, I accepted it. And there's no excuse for it. I just had my head up my ass for the last 3.5 months. I had my head up my ass I had my head in a bottle that was up my ass. Is that better? Okay. I was drunk 85 to 95% of the time. Okay. The only time I was sober when I was at work or at my mother's hanging out with my mom or with my homies. Only times I was sober. When I was around her, I was drunk as a motherfucker. When I was at the fucking trailer, I was drunk as a motherfucker. I was an alcoholic. Now, this was all supposed to be about equal rights, and I said I wasn't going to talk about relationships, but I did. Anyway, so back to equal rights. She said that I was abusive, this and that, and I'm like, no. Okay, I grew up in that kind of environment. I know how that goes. I honestly never want that. Okay, she was very physically, emotionally, and mentally abusive. Okay, she played mind games. She cheated on me. She beat the shit out of me. Okay, one night we were having a party, had my homies over, my friends over. She was over, so I had my friends over at our trailer, and I was drunk, and she was not really drunk, but she was drinking, like she was kind of tipsy. And this was the night that she supposedly had a miscarriage. Now I'm not saying that she was lying about it all, yada 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 yada. But at the same time, we were both drinking, and she full on took one of her dildos and hit me upside the head with it. Made my ear bleed, and my ear was ringing. Well, it wasn't bleeding, but it was like pussing up or whatever. So there was some discharge out of my ear after she hit me, and I started to walk out, and she grabs me, and everybody's like, dude, stop, she was just kidding. I'm like, that ain't fucking okay. That's abuse, okay? Now, a lot of people are like, you're a guy, you should be able to handle that. Okay, now let me stop you right there. Just because I'm a guy doesn't mean I'm going to sit around and take abuse, okay? Let's just put that out there, okay? I can't even go back to my hometown, because that's where she's at. I can't even, like, I went over there, like, a couple weeks ago, and I felt so physically as soon as I pulled into Kalispell, I was like, okay, I'm going to puke. And I was close. Like, I pulled over, and I'm like, you know, I've lost a lot of friends over that breakup, but that's okay. If they want to choose sides, that's okay. It's not my fucking problem. Not my deal. Okay? Now, this is where the equal rights part comes in. So she's like, oh yeah, she said that I was cheating. Ask anybody in my family, anybody in my circle, my crew, whatever, anybody that knows me, knows that I cannot cheat. Okay? The messages that were supposedly sent from my phone, or that I supposedly sent, no. One, I don't talk the way, I don't talk like that. Two, her friend is not my type. I wouldn't sleep with her friend if she was the last chick on earth, And she was also, at the same time, she was also with one of my close friends, who I also lost. He's no longer a friend. Now, This is, like I said, this is where equal rights comes in. So she's like, oh, you were cheating. But everybody goes on and say all men cheat. All men do this. Equal rights, my ass. If you look at, like, personally, I go through my friends list and I go through everybody I know. I know more females that have cheated. Or I know more guys that have been cheated on than girls. Okay? Don't get me wrong, men still cheat. But so do females. They say man up when something bad happens to a guy. They say man up. But when something bad happens to a female, they're like, oh, my heart, yada yada yada. Okay, it doesn't make any sense to me. But they want equal rights, but they want to treat. They want equal rights, but they want to treat all men like shit. Okay. Now, granted, you go back and look through history, men have been really big assholes to a lot of females. But at the exact same time, females are not all angels. Let's be honest here. I know a lot of fucking hoes, okay? I trust maybe 5 people in my entire life. Like, in my life, the people in my life, I trust maybe 5 of them. That's due to almost every girlfriend I have ever had has cheated on me and then blamed it on me. Said it was my fault, said I didn't give them what they wanted, said that this or that or he was better or whatever. Doesn't matter, okay? Plain and simple. I found out, I was in denial most of the relationship, and I found out she was cheating. I was like, oh no, she's not cheating. She told me she's not cheating. She was cheating, okay? And I found out after the relationship that she was cheating with a lot more people than I thought. So, now. So, that's what I gotta say on equal rights. It didn't even fucking turn out equal rights. Like, let's be honest here. That's whatever. So, next thing. Okay, next thing. This one is gonna be a little bit of a not gray area, but I might get a lot of hate for this, and that's okay, because I don't really care who hates me for what I got to say. I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I wanna say. If you don't like it, get the fuck off my page. I'm not here to make you happy. I'm here to make myself happy and to say whatever the fuck I want to say. Now, for everybody who's gay, the LGBT community, okay? Now, from my understanding, a lot of people that are in the LGBT are really, okay, so I'm going to spin off and do 2 parts of this. So, actually, I'm just going to end the video because it's way longer than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to make another one. So, I'll see you guys in the next video that I'll probably make it in the next 30 minutes. So, I'll see you guys then.